Hey, welcome in everyone to the Soul Lake Collective with Diane and Karen here. It's great to be back with you, and we are just jumping right into a conversation. It is, what day is it? It's September 10th.
10th.
My birthday's tomorrow.
We just came to the 9-9 portal yesterday.
And the 9-9 portal was yesterday. And I haven't talked to you, so what did you do for the 9-9 portal? What did you experience? Have
So
you
I
felt anything?
I think what
I guess before I say that,
yeah.
I'll just say welcome in. If you're new, this is Everyday Spirituality here at the Soul Lake Collective. We are two intuitive healing practitioners who are also friends. Karen lives up north. I live in the south. We're both on the East Coast. And we just talk about different things, bringing in sometimes channeled messages in these conversations, these very soulful conversations. And they're very organic. And so we don't even know what we're going to be talking about, but we're so glad you tuned in and we hope you stick with us. On to you again. My
Yeah,
little intro.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of like what every early September feels like. It's that shift, that shift into Virgo season, right? And what does that mean? In the old days, it was all the school shopping and the note. Now we're down to the notebooks and the colored folders and the lunch boxes, and then that shift into we need to have meals and meal planning and structure. Structure, right? That's what early September's always felt like. And have I've been noticing a shift different this year. I'm not driving back and forth to dance classes anymore, but I noticed a shift come in last week. Did you feel um what felt different? My sleeping changed a little bit. The temperature has changed up here in New England. We've had a drop in our humidity. Love that. And the days have just been like 70, maybe
Mhm.
75, no humidity, the sunshine. It's just felt really good. It's felt very motivating, getting
Yeah,
outside and moving more, all of that.
absolutely. And I live in the South, and it was the same temperature, I think, here the other morning,
Yeah.
61. So beautiful. Not that we're not here to give a weather report, but we're
No,
just
but it,
touching
it
on
feels
um
different.
like there's that change in the air. You know that the fall is coming around the corner, leading into winter, which is more of the kind of like hibernating time where we really go inward. But with this change in temperature, I definitely feel more motivated. I feel more excited about um what's to come. Like you and I have been on this, our own healing journeys for forever, and we will be, right? Because there's always something that needs to shift and clear. But the heavy, heavy, heavy stuff, I really feel like so much has shifted away, and it feels so much lighter. I feel more clarity in, where I'm heading, perhaps with what I'm in working with clients and groups, offering some, in-person group stuff, which feels exciting because I've done the virtual stuff before. And we would love to know if you all would be interested in some group work too. Karen and I are kind of feeling into what else we can bring this channel. Um, how's your dreams been? Have you noticed any shifting in your
Well,
dream
yeah, there we
space?
go. So Diane and I are clearing our throats a lot today. This is
Yes.
part of the shift, right? Lots to say, lots of work coming forward and needing to be ready. Um, yeah, I was sleeping really well at the end of August, and then I don't even know what happened, but I think we had a full moon. We had a new moon come through, and it was like, oh, hello, 3 a.m. Hello, 3:30. And then yeah, it's been active. I've been having a lot come in, a lot of personal, and I wanted to. You had said something about things feeling a little easier. I think that maybe that's what I wanted to speak to, and I think that's been the shift. Like things are kind of. So like as working intuitives and we have our own private practices, I think that there's this lull that we've a lot of us have been in. And you and I have talked about that a lot, about things are quiet. And it's not about like not working, it's about things have gone quiet and not knowing what's coming next. And we did a lot of talk about, having faith in what's coming next. And do I trust in what I'm planning for myself to come next? And it kind of feels like next is coming, right? And it's kind of like, oh,
Whatever next is.
I won't
Maybe
swear.
we can, I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say,
I was gonna say maybe we can pull some cards around that, like kind
sure,
of like
I would love
um
that.
let's just feel into that and please comment. Like what are you feeling right now in this like sort of as we're approaching mid-month September? Um are you just kind of feel like you're just feel like you're maybe on a spiritual awakening journey, like you're not really sure what's happening. Maybe you've been noticing things in your body where you're like, I worked with a woman today who came in for what did she say? She said she felt like her mind wouldn't quiet. Like she was in 20 different places. So a lot of anxiety, anxious feelings. And as we were talking, she was talking about how she had like two different friend circles and how they both were starting to feel toxic.
Mm,
And these have been friends she's had for a long time, but the conversations that are happening and the activities that the friends are, doing don't sit right with her anymore. And she finds herself feeling more at peace and having more joy when she's by herself alone walking on the beach. And so, and we talked a little bit about spiritual awakening, and she said, I think, yes, from what little I've read about it, I feel like that's what might be happening. So I'm curious if you're tuning in, where might you be on your healing and awakening journey? And this is something that we're always on it. There's no finish to it, right? It's
yeah.
it's like while we're here in these bodies, and when we're waking up to our truth, like it is a journey. So Karen and I would love to know about where you're at, how you're feeling, how you're doing. You are not alone. You are so welcome here. And as we all tune in and bring our energies together, like our soul lights start to illuminate brighter and brighter as a collective. And so this channel is all about that. Not that we don't talk about other things that aren't all love and light, because we do touch on that. It's not all love and light, but that is our intention, right?
Yeah, I think, and I just pulled this beautiful card, which just speaks so beautifully to that. Positive thoughts
Oh,
create positive results, right? And it's kind of like that's what we mean by the shift, right? Are you able to take a situation and actually the next card, I'm just going to throw this one up.
yeah.
Prayer will help with this situation. This is my Archangel
Mm,
Michael deck. It's like, are you dealing with a situation that you like have felt toxic, has felt heavy? It's something that's been hanging on you, and you've been reaching. How do I shift this, right? And maybe
mhm.
just looking at it from a different point of view, having that more positive outcome for everybody. Not just yourself, not just getting what you need. Um, Considering that situation that you're in, right? How can I bring a positive light to it instead of participating in the toxic part of it? I think it's just you were talking about that, and it was like, oh, these two cards just popped up.
Yeah, and I mean, I certainly know how that feels, and I offer to any of you who might be noticing that a relationship with one or more people in your life might be feeling uncomfortable, or like it just when you're around them, you just feel drained and heavy and agitated. Really pay attention to that because um, we can't change people. Bottom line, we cannot
Yeah.
change people. I thought I could for years. And everybody is on their own journey. The most important thing we can do around, toxic relationships or whatever it is, maybe it's a job or,
Mm.
people in your job, coworkers or whatnot, is stand in your truth. Stand in your truth and not be afraid to say no to an invitation that might feel uncomfortable or that maybe some things might be happening that you're not really on board with anymore, whether it's gossip or drinking or drugs or um,
Even just like gossip, you know what I mean? Just talking like at that level.
right,
That can
because
feel
that can
very, yeah,
I remember many situations where I just felt trapped. Like, and that's that throat chakra too, because you are suppressing, speaking your truth. It's like you kind of want to, for all those people pleasers out there, right? You don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to offend anybody. You want people to like you. And so what do? We just sort of don't say anything. And that starts to uh, fester, fester in
it
our
does. Yeah.
bodies. Yeah.
Yeah. And it will show up in the body. I mean, I mean, here's I always like, when was the last time your back hurt? Or your shoulders, or you're like walking around like, oh, like, what is that? Think about a situation that you're carrying. My back is always talking to me. And it's not always
Right.
physical. It's not always physical. It can be a burden. It can be something needing to be jostled loose and spoke to kindly and sent off with love, so that the physical body can hold itself up again. And I
That's
think if you
right.
look, yeah, I mean, your big toe is, I'm not talking personally, your big toe can hurt, and then it can transfer to your right knee. Like, it's kind of like, where now this is moving in my body. Oh, now it's in my hip. I've been on this cycle so many times, with the foot up to the hip and then creeps up into the lower back. Like, what is that? What am I holding on to? What is causing me to not move forward? What is what is keeping me from speaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just pulled a card and again, the cards we're pulling now is kind of like, what do we have I forgot what we said. Like, what are we looking forward to? Or do we
Well,
have, what was that sort of intention? Do we have an
I think
intention?
I think we were just kind of
Or
really
just
talking about the shifts.
the shifts? So I have milk and honey, and I love
Ooh,
that you had to pull that first one up you pulled, had a
that
rainbow on it,
rainbow.
right?
Yeah, love that. That rainbow love. That
Right.
diamond
So here's
light.
look at this such similar coloring coming through. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's a little like, how playful is that? And this is an invitation to just bring joy into your life. It's an elephant splashing in a bowl of milk. At
O-
least that's
over
what it looks like to me.
over Overflowing,
An
right? Like spilling.
overflowing abundance. Abundance is showing at the end of the rainbow. And this beautiful light here too. So it's like there is so much joy ahead, and you may be, excuse me, you may be in a place where on your healing and awakening journey where you might be having some, dark nights of the soul where it can feel extremely isolating and scary. Um, and you're not sure, like, mm, what direction you might be in this kind of like fork in the road, feeling
Mhm.
like, well, what happens if I stay on this trajectory that I'm on in regards to my physical health and my relationships, if I don't do anything, if I don't listen to my soul's calling, or what happens if I go in this other path and really follow the longing of my soul and my heart and where I'm
Mhm.
being divinely guided, and really feeling into that. Let me see. Let me pull another
Yeah.
for
I
the
love
card
this
is,
deck.
I love this deck. Yeah. Do you have this deck? I
I
love this
do.
deck.
Yeah. Mending.
Um, mending. So mending of the heart, mending of this is a time for healing too, for many of us. This shift can bring more layers, the energies of the phases of the moon bring, and we have a full moon coming up. I think, is it the 14th this week, at the end of
Is
this
it
week?
is it
The
the seven?
13th?
I think it's the 17th. I
Oh,
don't know
is
if
it
I'm
the
right on that,
17th?
but there's an eclipse on top of it. So
There's a, yeah. So
thanks.
this is, mending is all about healing, right? Healing our wounds, healing relationships. But
Yeah.
this card has so much peace in it, I think. The beautiful, gentle pink clouds, the friendships, the feminine energy, the wings, it looks to me, I don't know if they are, but it looks like they're sewing a tail of a kite. And it's
I was
just
just
that
going to say
letting
she's sitting
go,
on the
sitting on
thread.
a spool, yeah, that letting go, like just releasing of what's not serving you anymore in your life, taking a look at that.
Yeah. Right. And can you go forward? Right? Can we go
Mm,
forward without fear? Right? Maybe we are talking about these shifts and changes and shifts in relationships, feeling differently about people in our lives, and what holds us. Why does my big toe hurt? Right? Why what am I blocking myself from going to do? Right? And going forward fearlessly, that takes a lot, right? From a very weighted, like heavy dimensional point of view, it's very difficult to do, right? We feel like I feel the weight of my body not wanting to move. But when you add that spiritual layer, right? What am I afraid of? What do I fear? Where am I not being held in my life? Is spirit always guiding and supporting me? Where and if I just make a little bit of a step without breaking all the things in the way,
yeah,
uh, can I find the positive? Right, there's back to that positive, creating positive thoughts. Right, can I move through this creatively and positively? And we don't want to hurt anybody in our lives, and we don't need to go stomping around. And we can do that from that beautiful milk and honey point of view, right? Mending, I'm doing this for a reason, and coming back, right? Coming back, like my soul needs this. My soul needs a shift. Maybe yours doesn't.
right.
That's a big one.
It is a big one. And it's, uh, staying out of that blame space, right? Either blaming another person for not being along this journey with you, or blaming yourself for maybe feeling selfish for wanting to maybe not go to a family event
Mm.
or a social event because it's just feeling like not life-giving to you anymore. And being okay with that, being comfortable. What's the saying? I always get it back. Getting comfortable being uncomfortable,
Mm.
right? And listening, really listening to your heart's calling is why we're here. That is why we are here, is to evolve as a soul, to heal from not just our past wounds in this lifetime, but for most of us, many lifetimes. And so it's an opportunity. Do we want to stay on that trajectory
Well, I just had
of
an answer on that one, right?
yes?
Just honor and trust your
Oh,
feelings, right?
beautiful.
And as long as you're moving through your heart, you're right. If like this is what my heart wants, not what my mind wants. The
Yeah.
mind has her part. She's over here.
Yeah.
She can step up when I need help. But moving through the heart,
Mm.
that's a huge trust, right? It's just being able to trust the situation is being presented to me so that I can move through it with love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you feel
And
into, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, when we do that, right, we're
Mhm.
like connecting with our light, connecting with the light that we have within. And this is how we change the world. It's like we have to do our own work so that we can open up more of our own light. We are all, made of light. And the more that we can connect in with our truth, with our soul's calling, the more healing that we can do, the brighter our lights shine and affect those around us. And I've seen it happen in my own family, I never would have believed in many cases, and just holding your truth.
Mm.
And you know how it feels to be around people who are really aligned with their truth. It's magnetic. Like you're drawn in, you want more, you want like what's going on with them? Why are they so happy and calm and peaceful? And it's not to say, life happens, right? Things happen to us. We're going to go through life. We are human, of course, but it's like rebounding quicker and not being in that headspace of panic or fear or frustration or trying to control and grip and figure things out. It's being in that beautiful, energetic flow, universal flow that I feel like I'm really in right now. And it feels really good. It's like, don't pull me out.
Yeah, it feels
Just keep
good.
me in it.
It does.
And so let us know where you're at. Are you feeling like you've shifted into kind of that beautiful flow of just more ease and just like kind of like full trust that the universe is taking care of you in
Yeah.
everything? Maybe you don't feel that at all right now, and that's okay.
I have a beautiful example of how that I've had clients reporting back to me about this that I often say like how do you know, right? Like how do you know? And it's kind of
Mhm.
like when you start to venture out into the world and you have to go to a particular store. You need to know it. You know what you need to go in and grab, and you just effortlessly walk in. It's right there. There's no struggle. There's no line at the register. Oh, you had exact change, right? And then, oh, you had a front row parking spot. Oh, you get out of the parking lot on the first. And it's just kind of like that's what I'm noticing. And friends are talking back to me and saying to me, I'm really feeling that shift. Like it's kind of like it just like universe just kind of opens for you. Like, what do you need?
Mm.
And listening, right? Listening to um and it just what comes in is like, oh, I need fresh food today, right? Instead of going to this, maybe I'll go to the farmer's market and like, well, where did that come from? And it's just like that, go to the farmer's market, and like, oh, look at they have and it just flows. There's no strain or struggle.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something you can tangibly start looking at, and when the
Mhm.
struggle comes up, where do I need to shift, right? How do I get back to my happy place? How do I get back to my open heart? Just kind of use that as a thermometer.
Yeah, I love that. That's
Mm.
beautiful. And like Karen said, it doesn't have to be these big, huge ahas, like, oh my
Lightning.
gosh, I can't believe that happened, like lightning bolts, right? Because it's usually not that. It's usually these tiny little
Whispers.
things, these little whispers.
Yeah,
I
we
feel like
talk.
I had several today. And oh, here's one I'll give you just because I picked the card milk and honey. Um, I have a student in one of my classes, an in-person class, and she brought me this beautiful jar of fresh honey that her husband's a beekeeper last week. Like, what a gift. What,
What?
like,
Milk and honey.
I know, right? And so I got home and I set the bag on my counter and I was bending over to take my dog's leash off. And the bag was just a plastic grocery bag, fell off the counter onto the tile floor and smashed. And I was like, oh my God, no, my honey. So I just couldn't bring myself to throw it away. There was too much goodness in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. So I managed to strain the glass out of there was a lot of broken glass. I managed to strain probably half the honey. And I saw her today and she happened to have 2 jars of honey with her. And she said, "Oh, I have something for you." And I didn't know she had the honey. And I said, "Oh, good. I hope it's more honey because I was like kind of kidding, but I was like, you're never going to believe what happened, but I was so glad I saved it." And she just handed me the bag. She goes,
Mm.
"I brought this in for someone else, but I'm going to see them tomorrow. So you take this one." And I was like, "Oh, my goodness, thank you."
Right? God is in
That's
charge.
beautiful.
Universe, God, spirit, creator,
Hmm.
however you lean into that. There's
Mm.
no right or wrong. But can you like listen, right? Can you listen? Can you, there's almost like he's whispering in her ear.
Yeah.
Listen to those God sparks, listen to those whispers from your guides. your team is always rooting for you, and can you accept that? That's hard, right? Like, oh, I have angels rooting for me. It's just gonna, I sound crazy, but it's like we're here, they're here. Work with us, work with us. Um, yeah,
Yes.
I was going to share real quickly. One of my early teachers, she used to call it the parking spot, and she, like, as soon as you're getting ready to go to that parking lot, she used to send her angels ahead. Find me the best spot for me today. And when you do that, it's like, oh my God, I'm like 2 spots away from the front door. That never happens at Trader Joe's. Um, yeah, lean into that. These are gifts.
Trusting
Yeah, trusting,
and have
surrender.
surrender and have an open heart and a playful, you know, again, that picture
Yes.
of the elephant playing in the overflowing abundance of cream or milk and honey,
Okay.
having that playful attitude and like giving thanks for these little tiny surprises that come up. And I love to just start every day like, thank you for this gift, because just like any present we're given, we don't usually know what's inside of it, right? It's a gift, and opening it up, we may think we know, just like we may think we know how our day is going to go, but you never know. And so
Yeah.
be open to surprises. If you have never started, if you are struggling with whatever you might be struggling with, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of heaviness in your heart, I can't strongly recommend this enough. And that is just to start a little gratitude practice,
Mm,
writing it down. Maybe you start your morning and end your day before you even get out of bed. Um, by writing down, maybe just 3 things that you that bring you joy or that you're grateful for. And that starts to cultivate a higher vibration, a higher frequency, which is what this spiritual journey is all about, is raising our frequency, moving out of these lower, denser energies of, fear, control, anxiety, depression, jealousy, unforgiveness, anger, blah, 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 right? We want to be in those higher energies of joy, of vitality, of peace, of love, of kindness, compassion, hope, all of those.
mm.
And so starting to cultivate, even if you feel like, I mean, I've worked with people in the past who say they can't think of anything. And we have to work at that. Like,
I opened my eyes today.
oh, but
That's the best
my
place to
body's,
start.
yeah, my body's able to take a breath.
Yeah.
I can see out of my eyes, or I can hear, or I can smell, I can taste, I can eat food. Start with the sun is shining, or if
Mm,
you like rain, it's, thank goodness for rain. If you like plants, if you like to look at plants, be thankful for the natural world, but finding something, at
mm,
least one thing, 3 to 5 is great. Um, and just look forward, make that like your sacred time. A lot of people that I work with, I'm sure Karen does too, feel like they have to meditate and that they can't be on this spiritual journey unless they're like mastering meditation.
mhm.
And meditation is great. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but taking the time to be mindful enough to offer gratitude and writing it down, that's a meditative practice right there. You don't have to sit with your eyes closed and try to empty your mind, because you are focusing, directing your mind on positivity.
Yeah. I've been working with my group. I have a group of people that I've been working with, and we've been going through the clairs. And that's a whole nother. But we were talking about listening. It's all about clairaudience and hearing, and how do I hear? And what it comes down to is, it's not so, like you said, not the effort of meditating and having to have a quiet room and dark and music. It's just going quiet enough and being in peace enough to just start hearing. Next time you're on that walk and you hear that dog bark in the distance, hear the dog, hear the
Yeah.
birds. The crickets. Oh my God, this time of year, right?
Having the windows open at
Having the windows
night.
open
Oh,
and just listening, right? And sending your attention to that. And when you're in that space of just listening, you'll feel like you're not in your head anymore. You'll feel that drop. But you can't do that when you're driving down the street with the radio, news radio on, people
no.
talking and chatting and loud music and constantly talking and scrolling, and you have TikToks playing at you. Like we're so I'm hearing embroiled, and we're so embroiled in the activity that
Mhm.
how do we allow ourselves to go to the quiet? And it's not about meditating, it's just allowing the whispers to come in and starting to hear it. Yeah. Diane, I would love to do a little intention of some light language. If
Let's do it.
you were talking, maybe setting our intention for helping those step into gratitude or
Oh,
receiving
it's
gratitude.
beautiful. Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to go. I feel like it just feels so light and lovely. And I think that would be a great place to go.
And my body is filled with chills right now. That's always my confirmation signal that yes, that's exactly right. For those of you who are joining us new here, Karen and I are energy channels. We channel light language, which is the language of the soul. It speaks to the heart, bypasses the mind. Mind doesn't understand what we're saying. It's a frequency. It's a felt language that we feel in our bodies. We feel it from the heart. So really, the invitation is to, if you choose to stick around and listen in to this transmission, um, maybe watch us first and then go back and then just not watch us and just listen and feel into the frequency that's coming through. But I love that. That's a
Mm.
beautiful intention. So the intention again that we are holding as we set ourselves up to channel these frequencies for cultivating for the collective, for all of you tuning in with us, joining us here, for cultivating more gratitude in our lives.
Yeah. Nishia.
Mm.
Clearing those throat chakras. Mm.
Yeah, I'll let you start to flow if you feel like.
Thank you. Nakiaro ashul no korwa tu shaniaria naka nashul to korwa tu ki sharwa tu ku yana ayaria o korwa tu shukun iaria takarwa yaniara yana warwa kumaya warwa tu kia takarwa shunukorwa tu shanakarwa shunukorwa Shanokorwa yia nakaya takaya tokoya da shamwa. Nakoya nakiar tokoya. Lots of emotion coming in. Warwa tuku, you have so much to be grateful for. Na arwa tukuyi aniariaya wa 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 shukowa. Naya wa tuku wa wa wa.
Naro kuya seya shuya naya siya tia shuya tia siya kaya suya naya siya shia tia siya naya siya shuya. Nia saya shuya siya naya siya shuya siya naya siya shuya siya kia naya siya suya tia shuya. Aria sarakotara shete kia naria tarakia sariana ria sarokoya. Ashuru kotoria surokotaria sarekia 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 sarekia. Naria sarokotoria sarekia sariana ria sarokoya shukwasi kia shunia sarekia sariana rasuri shutokoya. Iria Serikia Seriana Sere Shutokoya Seria Serisia Naria Serikia Seria Shutokoya Sekia Barasurio Suroya Sere Sirio Nuria Teriu Siria Teria Naria Siriu Siria Naria Seria Siria 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 Ia Sariana Kataria Such beautiful light coming
Mm,
in. Nia Sariyana Ria Soroyo Sorokoya. Just this beautiful, beautiful, it's like it just a beam,
mm,
an illuminated shower of watery energy, but it's almost even stronger than water. But it's soft. It's just this energy of love that is pouring in, pouring in and through, transmitting to everyone here and beyond. The spiritual realm is so happy that you are here. That you are listening to your soul's guidance. Hold your hearts. Bring your breath into that space. And I'm hearing like, do this after you maybe write down what you're grateful for. Just, it's like sealing it in, bringing it right into your heart. Say that, maybe you write down flowers, you're grateful for flowers, and then see those flowers,
mm.
smell those flowers in your mind's eye. Um,
You're the bee.
Touch them, the sound, and just like bring that energy right into your hearts. It's like a balm for your soul. That honey. It feels so
Mm.
good.
I was experiencing this beautifully, like as the honey, right? As like that thick water, right? It was like the honey coming in, God's nectar, all
Yes,
nourishing, pure, the purest of pure, purer than water. And the sweetness, don't forget the sweetness. Like, I
the
think that
sweet.
was the
Yes,
emotion. Like, there's so much sweetness to have. That was
there
beautiful.
is. There
Thank you.
is. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you all for joining us
chills.
today. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And we have a whole library of
Mm,
videos that we've recorded. We're pretty new to this platform. But check out if you're interested, curious in hearing more light language or receiving more, check out our playlists. We have some tips and tools for healing and
being in the heart.
conversations about
Yep.
all kinds of different spiritual and energetic healing conversations. And we're happy to do a conversation or about a particular topic too. So stick around. We would love for you to subscribe if you feel called to, or share this channel with others, like our videos. And if you feel called to work with either one of us or both of us together, we work virtually as well as in person, and you can find that information in the description below. But we wish you a beautiful rest of the week.
Mm,
Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
Y'all take care.